What's going on, guys? Today I want to talk to you about how this rock has completely changed my life and how it can change yours also. Alright, guys, let's jump right into this video. I'm going to try to keep it a little bit shorter today, just kind of get to the point and help you guys out with all this. So, back when I first watched The Secret, I loved it, fell in love with it, obviously, like I've talked about, but the main part in that really kind of stuck with me and something that I implemented into my daily routine um, relatively quickly was the gratitude rock, and that's what this is. So in The Secret, they talk about having a gratitude rock, which is just a simple polished stone like this that you keep in your pocket, and every time that your hand goes in your pocket and you touch it, you say something that you're grateful for. I used it for a long time, loved it, really helped get me in a better mind frame and really focus on what I wanted to do. And then um, I kind of changed it up a little bit. So now what I do is every time that my hand goes in my pocket or my hand's on my leg and I feel the rock or I feel the rock press against my leg, something that just reminds me that the rock's in there, I'm saying five things that I'm grateful for and five affirmations. So, I mean, this could be upwards of 30 times a day, whether that be me grabbing my phone and feeling it, or getting a chapstick and feeling it, or just having my hands on my legs and feeling it, or just feeling it pressing against my leg from my phone. Um, I'm saying five affirmations and five things that I'm grateful for anywhere from 25 to 30 times a day. So, what that does is it brings you back to a level of consciousness where you are constantly putting these out there and like in a constant state of um, just gratitude and just kind of always being present when it comes to all this and keeping it in the forefront of your mind, because when it comes to all this stuff, it's normally put in your subconscious, which makes up 95% of your day, but if it could be overlooked because it's not a reminder in your forefront. It's something that just kind of gets pushed to the back. It's your limiting beliefs, things along those lines. So what this does is, over time, since it's a constant reminder and it's the repetition, that's what starts to rewire your subconscious. So in 28 days of doing this, it will have reprogrammed your subconscious mind to a place of gratitude and a place of abundance. And it doesn't just have to be like monetary things; it could be anything. So it's just a huge help and a really easy way to help reprogram your subconscious mind, because that can be a pretty big challenge to most people, because you have years of a learned pattern that you're trying to completely erase and rewire your brain. And it can be done easily in 28 days, it can be, but you have to be conscious about it. You have to make the effort, you have to put forth the effort and implement tactics to help you stay on that path to rewire your subconscious. Because if you start to get away from that and not put the consciousness into rewiring it, then you're going to be a year down the road and you're not going to be any closer to anything, because you're still going to have the same limiting beliefs. You're still going to be stuck in the same crappy attitude. And this is also a huge help for just making your day better. If you're just having a bad day, if you get frustrated, and then you feel this, you instantly have to say, for me, I have to say five things that I'm grateful for. And it could be anything under the sun. It could be the same thing over and over again. If you feel like you only have one thing to be grateful for, then those five things that you put out there that you're grateful for, it could be the exact same thing, because then what that does is it will start to get that ball rolling, and then you'll start seeing the other things that you're grateful for. Um, and it doesn't have to be a rock. I choose the rock because that's kind of the thing that I put the significance in, and it's just kind of a learned behavior for me now because I've done it for so long. Um, So me switching to something other than a rock, and I have a baggie of these. I have like 4 or 5 of them, so I'll swap them out every now and again, just kind of whatever one I'm feeling for the day is the one that goes in my pocket. But if I was to like swap it to say like my phone or a chapstick or a index card or really anything, it would kind of slow me down because the significance to in my brain, the habit of every time that I feel this, it's the same pattern. Um, it would be less beneficial for me to make the swap now. Excuse me. But with that being said, you can use anything. Like I was saying, you could put that significance on your phone. So every time that you touch your phone, whether your hand's in your pocket or you're sitting down and your phone touches you, or you're walking and you feel your phone touch your leg, you say something you're grateful for. Or you can do what I'm doing, where you're saying 5 things you're grateful for and 5 affirmations. You can do that with a chapstick. You can do that with a pen. And it doesn't even have to be something in your pocket. It could be just something that is readily available. Like you could use a water bottle if you drink a lot of water. You could use your water bottle that you use. Anything, whatever is honestly just right for you, and you'll know what works and what doesn't work because the thing that you're able to say, you know what, this is what I want to put that significance on. It will stick with you. And it'll create those habits, which is exactly what you're trying to do. And with, say, the index card, I know quite a few people who keep an index card in their pocket where they've got a handful of things that they're grateful for, a handful of affirmations, and every time that they touch the index card, they take it out and read them, and then they fold it up and put it back in there. And it's the same principle. It's just you're reading it instead. If that seems to be a little bit easier for you, then do that. In my opinion, I wouldn't stick to something that you would regularly have on you, like your phone or a chapstick or your keys, your wallet, whatever, because you're kind of like used to feeling those, so it's not anything that will really make you think. With the rock or something of the sort, it's a foreign thing. So for the first few days, you're gonna feel it, and it's gonna be like, oh, okay, it's gonna remind you that there's something different in your pocket, and then it'll start to build that habit. But I mean, obviously now this isn't really a foreign thing for me to have in my pocket. I'm really used to it, but it's still the habit's there that every time that it's touched or felt, that just go through them. And my affirmations and things that I'm grateful for are constantly changing. Every now and again, I will say the same thing for a day. I'll mix it up a little bit. Just if I'm like super focused on one thing that I'm trying to manifest, then I'll stick to that one thing. But in general, it's just it's through the list of affirmations that I have and the long list of things that I'm grateful for. And one cool thing that this also helps you with is it once it starts getting you in that wavelength of abundance and the wavelength of gratitude, is that different situations that would generally frustrate you, or things that you're just not extremely happy about, it will start to bring the different side of the situation that you can be grateful for. Like, perfect example was a couple weeks ago. Went to the grocery store and the grocery bill was $180, and initially it was, I really don't want to spend $180 on groceries, but then it no sooner than that popped into my head that I thought, well, wait, I'm able to spend $180 at the grocery store. I'm fully capable of it. It's not hurting me. It's not taking away from my bills. It's not taking away from any money that's needed for other things. I have the ability to spend this money, because I can remember when I didn't have that money. So this is just a great reminder and a great thing to start bringing to yourself, because it just completely starts to rewire your subconscious mind. And it's kind of like it's a nice little trick, because when it comes to rewiring your subconscious mind, it can be extremely frustrating trying to break those limiting beliefs. But with that constant reminder and the repetition for all this, it's so much easier. Because there's been quite a few people that I've worked with that I tell them, like, listen, 28 days and you can completely redo your whole life in a nutshell. It starts instantly, but after 28 days, you can literally start manifesting things out of thin air at the drop of a hat. And sometimes I really have to be careful for what I put my focus into because of how fast things start to happen. And I really attribute a lot of that to this little rock. So if you guys have any questions, if there's anything that was kind of confusing to you, or if there's just really anything in general, that if there's anything that you do similar to this, put a comment down below, and then we can go back and forth. Or if you have a different tactic that you use instead of something like this, please feel free to share it. Any and all information is great because there's so many different ways that this stuff can be done, and your way might really resonate with somebody better than my way, and vice versa.